Good morning. So this morning I want us to look at a couple of teachings from Matthew 5, verses 13 through 16, where Jesus talks about us being the salt of the earth and the light of the world. Jesus used these ordinary images and these ordinary products, like salt and light, to convey extraordinary truths to us that can heal our hearts, can heal our minds, and can heal our lives. Let me read to you from Matthew 5, 13 through 16. It says, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father." So as followers of unity principles, we're called to be these positive forces in this world that we live in. We are called to be a preservative like salt against the negativity and all that is said and done in this world that is negative. We are called to be a beacon of hope and guidance like light, actively illuminating the path for others through our thoughts and our words and our actions. Ultimately, it's our job to reflect the divine love and potential within others and within ourselves. In this passage, Jesus uses the metaphor of salt and light, which are kind of ordinary, but they're things that we all see and we all deal with on a regular basis. So when we look at salt, it's really essential for life. I started to ask, or thought about asking, how many of you weighed 110 pounds, but I'm going to let that go. Because some of us weigh a bit more than that. And some of us may weigh less than that and don't want to raise our hands either. But if you weigh 110 pounds, you have 40 teaspoons of salt inside your body. So that means I have 80. I'm all right with that. But we all have salt as a makeup of who we are. It's a part of our body. It's a part of our chemical makeup and our mineral makeup. And it's used in our world to preserve and enhance flavor and for healing. I found it really interesting when I started learning about salt for healing. And I started reading some of the medicines that I take and how much sodium is included in them. It's amazing to me the amount of things that have that preservative as a part of it. And then I thought, well, I wonder what food looks like. So I opened the pantry and I looked at the cans in there. Yeah. We're still today using salt as a preservative for things that are going on and for healing. Salt is in essence the symbol of preservation, flavor, and healing. And when Jesus refers to us as the salt of the earth, he's inviting each one of us to embody these qualities in our daily lives. He's calling us to preserve the divine truths of love, compassion, oneness, and harmony. Our actions and words should enhance the lives of those around us, bringing out the very best in them. Jesus used the image of salt to describe the transforming effects of God's work in our lives, working in and through each one of us. In unity, we understand that we're each a unique expression of the divine. And just as salt adds flavor to food, our presence is to add value and to uplift and to inspire those that we encounter every day. By being conscious of our divine nature, we can offer healing and support to those in need, just as salt has the power to heal. United in spirit, we're called to preserve the values of grace, empathy, and truth. To offer grace to those with whom we come into contact every day. That's easy, right? If so, you come into contact with a lot of different people than I do. Because some days it's hard to want to give grace to others. Yet we're called to be grace on this earth. We are grace on this earth. Our actions and words are called to enhance the lives of those around us, bringing out, as I said, the best in them. And we're to be healers, offering comfort and support to those who are in need. Comparing humans to salt's an idiom. It has a literal and a figurative meaning. Have you ever thought of yourself as being the salt of the earth? Think about what it means to you when you hear somebody described as the salt of the earth. A good person, a person who's considered to be very good by most people, a person considered to be strong in moral values and positive influence on the lives of their community. It's a compliment used to describe someone who's trustworthy and dependable. And we are called to be the salt of the earth. That is the description of who we each are to be in this world. Being the salt of the earth is also, as I said, a metaphor. And for us, it talks about our relationship with God. God is God. And we're a part of God, and God is a part of us. Our second principle says that we are part of the divine, and the divine is a spark within each one of us. God within all of us. That is a part of being the salt of the earth. Allowing that divineness that is each one of us to live present every day. I think our being salt means that we're to transcend the chaos of this world. We're to let go of those things that irritate us most. We're to release them, and we're to live as the salt of the earth. We're to live as the representative of God on this earth. When we pray, our hearts go deeper into our God. And as we go deeper into God, more of that God divinity, that Christ presence in each one of us rises and is able to show forth to those around us. But sometimes we get busy with that other stuff, like everything that's going on in the world. And we start paying a lot of attention to it, and we forget about doing our times of meditation, and we forget about our times of prayer. And we're so wrapped up in the world that we forget who we're called to be on this earth. We are called to be the salt of the earth. However you view the world and the chaos that exists in it, we are called to connect with our oneness and follow a path of love and healing and unity. That sounds so easy when I say it. And it's so difficult every day to live it. But it's what we're called to be, the salt of the earth. We're to let our voices be heard, but to always lead with love. We are to be the salt in this earth. Sometimes being salt means it's a little painful. Ever put salt on an open wound? Not fun. Or you have an open wound and you go into the ocean and you get some of that salt water on you. Not fun. But that's what we're called to be in this world. Sometimes it has to be some difficulty there as we work on healing the world that we live in, healing ourselves. The second part of the passage says that we're to be the light of the world. Most of us like that one a little better. We're going to be the light of the world that we live in. We're going to reach out with light and share the light of the world with others. It's a universal symbol of goodness and truth and enlightenment. When Jesus declares that we're the light of the world, he's reminding us of our divine purpose to illuminate the path for others. A city on a hill, it says, cannot be hidden, and neither should our light be hidden. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where things were difficult and things were perhaps a little tense, and what you really wanted to do was just hide your little light. We forget that this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, and we hide it under a plate or under a bowl or under anything we can find, just so that we can live and be peaceful with those around us. But I'm telling you this morning, that's not what we're called to do. We're called to be the light. You are the light of the world. You are being called to reach out into this world in light and in love. And in unity, we understand and we possess it. That means that that divine spark that lives into each one of us needs to be taught and brought out for those around us. Light is that universal symbol of goodness. Jesus' declaration that we are the light of the world serves as a reminder of our own divine purpose on earth to help light the path for others. I was reading an article as I was preparing about the fact that each one of us has a light that just normally and naturally emanates from us. Plants have it too. Pets have the same light. As long as you're alive, there's a light that's emanating from you that you can't even see. But through studies, they say that when we pass away and we make our transition onto what's next, that light goes away. So the body no longer has that light. That's because the light that we are is the light of the divine living in each one of us. We are the divine. We are a part of that. We are the ones who are to be there. And if you look in a mirror at yourself, and we can get rid of this meat suit and this body that we possess, and we can see who we really are, it's going to be pure, loving light. That's all that we would see. And we're called to use that light to illuminate the world with information, with ideas, with insights. And we realize that we don't need a go-between with God. We can talk directly to God. We are a part of God. We just line up and align ourselves with that Christ presence, and we reach out into the world. Jesus said in John 8:12, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. A couple of verses later, it says, you are the light of the world. Our way shower and brother Jesus says to us that the light is us. We are the light in this world. And no matter how dark it seems to get, or no matter what's going on, we are called to illuminate the path for others to follow. The light of Jesus that's reflected in each one of us takes us back to that oneness. Charles Fillmore wrote, everyone has within him the light of divine understanding. Those who do not recognize that they have this inner light are thinking intellectually instead of spiritually. When we think spiritually, we realize that we are the light. So if we're called to be salt and light, how do we do that? What do we need to be doing to be salt and light in this world? First, we need the power of positive thoughts. No matter how badly things seem to be going around us, we need to keep our mind focused on the fact that we are the salt and we are the light of this earth. We are here for a reason, and that reason is to illuminate the path so that others can see it and can follow it. Our positive thoughts and our intentions can uplift and transform situations and people, and that's a part of what we're called to do. We're called to choose optimistic, positive thinking in this earth, and we're called to be a part of this world, not to separate ourselves from it. Even when it's overwhelming, we are called to be the light. We must learn to live with purpose. Being the salt of the earth means actively engaging with the world, not just passively observing it. We're called to use our gifts and talents to bring healing to this world, to bring encouragement and support to those around us. A friend of mine says, whatever you do in life, do it with purpose. So if you play an instrument, play it with purpose. If you don't play an instrument and you want to learn, learn with purpose. If you sing, sing with purpose. Whatever your job is, do that with purpose. If you take care of others, do it with purpose. We are called to be the salt and the light, and that requires us to live with purpose on this earth. We're called to be the beacon of light. Jim Palmer is an author who used to be a pastor of this really large North American church. And then he decided that he couldn't buy the Christian path anymore. So he started his own thought process, and he's written a number of books, most of them having to do with God and having to do with Jesus and how he now views those things that are very different than the way he viewed them when he was a Christian pastor. And one of the things he says is, telling people that God loves them is good theology. Showing people that you love them is what transforms the world. Telling them good theology, showing them can change their life and transform them and the world. And it's also important for each of us to be doing our inner work, to work on evolving our own soul, to work on that deep connection that we have with that inner divine that is in each one of us. As we work on the divine that's in us, and as we work on evolving our soul, and we do our forgiveness work, and we do all of the other work that we need to do to become exactly who we were called and who we chose to be incarnated to be on this earth, then we can be salt and light in this world. We can reach out to those around us, but we have to do the hard work of evolving our soul. We have to be authentic and true to ourselves. We have to act with integrity and with compassion. We have to speak words of encouragement and truth, offer support and healing to those in need, and let our light shine without fear, knowing that your light is a gift to the world. Eso Tolson is an artist, and this is one of his quotes. We think our work is the job we do or the place that we get a check from. Your work is the very special thing that you add to this world. Your vision, your light, your love. What you share, what you create, how you make people feel, that is truly our work. We are called to be salt. We are called to be light. I close this morning with a quote from 16th century saint and Spanish mystic Teresa of Avila, who said, "Christ has no body now but yours. No hands, no feet on earth but yours. Yours is the eyes through which he looks with compassion on this world. Yours are the feet with which he walks to do good. Yours are the hands through which he blesses all the world. Yours are the hands, yours are the feet, yours are the eyes, you are the body." As we move through this coming week, I invite you to be salt and light to those around you. Share who you are with the world. Be your authentic self and shine brightly to help our world heal and to reflect the Christ presence that lives in each one of us.